Hey guys, Christina here, and today I'm going to share with you curriculum choices for the 2023 through 2024 school year. And this is for my children in grade 9 and 11. If you want to see what my younger children who are in grades 2, 5, and 8 will be using, I will link that up top for you to go back and have a look at that video. So first of all, if you're new, welcome. Like I said, I'm Christina, homeschooling mom to 5, and we live in the Canadian Maritimes. This will be our 8th year homeschooling. I will put timestamps down below so you can jump to the subject you want to see if you wish to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you their curriculum choices. All right, so I'm going to start with math because I think that's the simplest to start with. So my son in grade 9 is currently working on Saxon Algebra 1. He likes to continue math through the summertime, so he will be completing this course, I'm guessing somewhere around Christmas time, maybe just after. And once he's done that, we're going to try something new. He's going to move on to Shorman Algebra 2 with geometry. And the reason I'm doing that, well, maybe I should mention first that my son in grade 11 is then going to do also Shorman math this year. He's going to do pre-calculus with trigonometry. Now, I just kind of felt like my oldest is at a point where I can't help him with math anymore. It's just beyond me, even with an answer book. Even looking things up, even with help, it's beyond me. So Shorman offers visual lessons. It offers instant feedback. It offers scoring for me and marking, so I don't need to do that. And it also offers an opportunity to email if you have questions, specific questions, or you're not understanding something. So he's gonna go ahead and do that, my oldest, and then the child in grade 9, instead of moving on to Algebra 2 with Saxon, which my other son completed this year, he's going to try the Shorman one. And again, it's just because I've really struggled trying to help my son with math this year with that Saxon 2, and I don't want to, or Algebra 2, and I don't want to have to go through that again next year. Plus, there's also a little bit of controversy about Saxon in the later years. The Shorman math integrates geometry, which Saxon does not. And so I feel like maybe they may be better prepared for university level math if they choose to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and give that a try for the year. So that is math. Then for language arts, they're gonna be using the good and the beautiful. Child in grade 9 will be using level 1. I'll give you a quick look at that. I divide them into 2 books just for ease of, these are ones I printed myself. These are the novels he will be doing as part of that course. And then he also has the high school geography and grammar cards. I have a review of all this if you want to see it. I have a review of all curriculum that we've used over the years, so you can have a look at that if you'd like. All right, and then the child in grade 11 is going to be doing the Good and the Beautifuls High School Level 3. This is the last one that they have. Again, I just divided it up. So the first 5 units are in one book with the tests, and then the next are in the other book. These are the books that he will be using with this course, as well as this. And again, he still has the grammar and cards. He already has a set open. So that's language arts. Next is science. My son in grade 9 he likes different parts of science, but he's not a huge science person. He likes astronomy, so we looked at some astronomy high school courses for him, but they're a little bit higher level, more like grade 10 or 11. And at one point he was interested in being a chef, and so I thought this would be really good for him. This is Apologia's Exploring Creation with Health and Nutrition. This is a student notebook. I just think that it's going to be interesting for him, be helpful for his life, and if he does decide that he wants to go into being a chef or a nutritionist or something like that, he has this background. This is what the textbook looks like. So this will be his science for the year. And then for my oldest son, so if you've been following along, I've mentioned and I've done reviews on Apologia Exploring Creation with Chemistry that he did this past year, and that he really struggled with it. So I started looking for another chemistry course. I want him to do another one and to try and really grasp the concepts that he wants and needs to know as he wants to go to university. So I decided to do this one. This is Brienne Builders. This is by Dr. J. L. Wiley. He's the original author of many of the Apologia books, but they've changed them since I guess he left Apologia. Discovering Design with Chemistry. I'm hoping, from what I've kind of looked at and everything, this one is kind of the closest to covering the same content that the other course did, but it has more visual. I'm just really hoping that it's going to go well for him. That's going to help reinforce what he does already know and help him to solidify those things he was still not completely set on. So I have this for him. He's going to be doing this. There's another part to it, but this is just what I pulled off the shelf to show you. And then he's also going to be doing Apologia's Exploring Creation with Advanced Biology. So I kind of gave him a few choices if he wanted to just do chemistry again, wanted to take a break and move on to this, come back to chemistry next year. And he said he wanted to try doing both in the same year. So this is the next one he needs for the course he wants to get into in university. So he's going to go ahead and do this one at the same time. So he is definitely going to have a heavy chemistry year, or sorry, science year. I do plan to get the notebook, the student notebook that goes with this. I just haven't gotten it yet. This is another one that's like an accessory with it. So they're going to get really detailed into the different parts of the body and biology and how it all works. I also picked up this kit. It is a set of slides for a microscope, which we have a microscope for him to use with the course. You can see those there. And it also came with a blood typing kit. So that's one of the things that he'll be doing as well. So that's science for the two kids. All right, then moving on to history. So my child in grade 9, he's going to be doing Guess Hollow's Whirlwind World History curriculum. He just wasn't really sure what part of history he was interested in. So I felt like an overall course would be really good for him. Now what we've decided to do is actually divide the course up among 2 years so he can dive a little bit deeper into each part of history, and then hopefully after that he'll understand a bit more kind of what he's interested in. So we have never used Guess Hollow before. This is going to be completely new to me and to my children. Honestly, a little confusing trying to set it up. So what I did was I divided, this will be his next year one here, divided the course in half, and it has at the beginning there is a schedule. So like all of this is week 1. This whole 4 pages. So I've just marked for my child what he needs to do. I've gone through and chosen what he's going to be reading, what extra activities I have scheduled as well. It's very book heavy. So like here, these are all videos. I've had him to choose 3. And then there's a textbook and there's the workbook, which is the part back here. So we'll see how this goes. I do have for him as well, I have 3 of the books he's gonna read here. So the Celts and all that, Gilgamesh, Samurai Rising, and then I have quite a few from the library already scheduled in that he's gonna be reading, as well as some reference books. So that's his history, along with, I also got him a history timeline notebook. He chose the orange one. This is from School Nest. You can get it on Amazon. I have it linked in my Amazon store link below. We have one of these that I'm using with the other kids and we really like it. So that will be his history for the year, doing the first half of that course. For my oldest, he chose that he wanted to study World War I this year. So I got Volume 1 and Volume 2 of The Great War from the Great World Adventure. This is I would say it's a fairly light history, particularly for someone in grade 11, but he's going to be heavy on the science this year, and what he's interested in going into post-secondary doesn't involve a lot of history. And he's done, the overview of history, both world and Canada, multiple times. So he's going to be doing that. This is one of the books that I picked up to go with it. I have a number of other books. I have some videos, documentaries. I'm still working on kind of putting it together a bit on my own. But these are the two bases that we're going to be using for his history for grade 11. Now, along with history for both the kids, they will also be doing the Great World Adventure. We're going to be doing Understanding Northern and Central Asia, as well as Understanding South America this coming year. This is something that we do our whole family, so all 5 kids. This kind of goes along with what we're doing with my younger kids through Story of the World Volume 2, but it is geared for kids 12 and up. We really like these units. We just do like 1-page spread or 1 topic each day, a couple days a week. We really like them. So I'm going to be doing that one and this one. And then we're to electives. So we're going to be continuing through Farm Anatomy, The Curious Parts and Pieces of Country Life by Julia Rothman. We have these books from the Daily Skill Building that go along with it. If you saw my last video, I shared this is my book and I am behind. I need to catch up. But we just do this once a week. Because these books from Julia Rothman are just, they're so beautiful, but they're also so informative. And I didn't want them to just sit on the shelf, particularly when we now have some acreage and we have some animals. So we're going to be continuing on through that. Each child has their own workbook that they're going to be doing. We also do read alouds as a family. So these pertain to my younger kids' curriculum, but the older kids will be sitting in and listening. So the story of John J. Audubon, and then these are all to do with medieval history. The Golden Hawks of Genghis Khan, I Was There, Viking Invasion, The White Stag, The Falcon of Eric the Red, The Saracen Steed, Beware Princess Elizabeth, A Loyal Foe, and The Bedouin's Giselle. So those are some of the read alouds. I have a few more planned, plus I believe 2 audiobooks we're going to be listening to throughout the year. So those are those. And then for electives, my son in grade 11 has been learning Japanese. He's been using Duolingo, and so I picked this up for him to help him with his learning. So he's going to be going through this book. We'll see how far. I think he'll just use this one book for the year, but we'll see how far he gets. There's a series of them. Again, linked in my Amazon store. So he's going to be working on that. The kids also, they both do French with Duolingo, as well as they do a rotation of music, movies, Monsieur Steve on YouTube, and books. They also have a workbook I haven't printed yet. I'm forever trying to find good French workbooks, so still working on that. But these will be their 2 languages for my oldest, and then the other one will be doing French. Now, I'm still debating about giving my child in grade 9 a writing elective, something along that lines. He's really interested in writing. At this point, he wants to become an author, but he likes to write on his own. Still kind of tossing that up in the air. If you have any suggestions for me, leave them in the comment section down below. I always like to learn about new curriculums. Other than that, the kids might be doing piano lessons again. Still figuring that out. The boys go to a youth activity once a week. My oldest is starting to look for jobs. And I think that's everything. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. If you have questions about any of these materials or curriculums that I've shared, or for me, just leave them in the comment section down below. I do always try to answer any comment or question that's left there. Otherwise, I hope this has given you some ideas and some inspiration for the high school years, and I hope it finds you having a great day. Take care.